Marauders, 3 specs. First one, Blood River DPS. Second one, Rotmire offensive DPS. And third one, tank. Marauder tanks. That's gonna be fucking interesting. All right, let's get going because we have a lot to do and time flies, as they say. Let's see. Gifts of the Gods. Gifts of Savagery. Savagery. Oh, god damn. Couldn't just make it easier like the engineers, you know what I mean? Binder Blast, fucking Strifling Run, Sniping Shot, whatever. Alright, so these are passives. 20% movement speed. All of your abilities apply 1 stack of Corn Corruption to the target and cast as well as 1 stack of Savagery to target. At 5 stacks of Savagery, all stacks are dispelled and the target gains Blood Marked. Gift of Pride. Gain 50% pushback immunity. All abilities apply 1 stack of Slaanesh Corruption to target and caster as well, as 1 stack of Pride. At 10 stacks of Pride, dispel all stacks and apply Sleepy to target for 5 seconds. Gift of Plague. Gain 20% life tap. All of your abilities apply 1 stack of Nurgle Corruption to target and caster as well as 1 stack of Plagued. There's no, in this one, there's no removal. You gain 20% life tap. All of your abilities apply 1 stack of Nurgle of Corruption to target and caster as well as 1 stack of Plagued. There's no, these ones don't go away. The other ones say dispel all stacks and apply something at 5 seconds. The Gift of Plague doesn't seem to say something. Okay. Blow, basic attack, standard damage. Impale, deal 21% melee attack power, 280 impact damage to target enemy. You shift into Gift of Brutality. Savagery, Pride, Plague. You shift into Gift of Brutality. Is the tooltip short? Oh, the dot dam. Okay. Here says you shift to Gift of Brutality. Is that another gift? Because Plague, Pride, Savagery. Here says you shift into Brutality. No, this is not. Actually, that's a good point. I could actually add it, but I'll give you a link here. I don't have the builder. It's a good point. Actually, I will add the. I will add the link to the website on the pre-launch stuff. Good point. Thank you. I will add it after the stream. Just the link there to have it. Okay, so the Gift of Brutality is Savagery. Okay. Tainted Claw. Deal 70% melee attack power, 227 incor damage to target enemy, and they gain 1 stack of reduced healing received. You shift into Gift of Plague. So every time you use here, you can use the ability. You do your damage. This is a healing debuff. Then it changes you into Plague. Plague stacks up to 5 times and lasts for 6 seconds. For the duration, you deal 3% melee attack power and 40 Igor damage every 3 seconds. So we are, with inverted commas, we are forced to switch between the different gifts depending what ability you use. You shift. Now remember, even in Turn of Reckoning and Age of Reckoning, the proper way to play the Marauder is to actually do a couple of abilities in one gift and then switch to the other one, then switch to the other one. The fact that we all, or most of us anyways, play the Marauder, just pick one, Savagery or, Brutality, and then we just use those abilities. And it was working. It doesn't mean it's the right way to play it. He is meant to switch between that. You need more healing, you need more damage, you need more debuffs. That's how it's meant to be. But here, using those abilities, you automatically shift. In Age of Reckoning, Turn of Reckoning was a bit more difficult because you had to actually click the change between the gifts and then activate the abilities. Here, you do an attack and you switch automatically. Which makes the gameplay a little bit easier, less buttons, same effect. And the game passively makes you switch the different stances to help you out do that. Let's go to the next one. Touched by the gods. You gain an enchantment for 8 seconds depending on your active gift. The gift of savagery gain 20% movement speed. The gift of pride gain 1000 penetration. Gift of play gain 80% life tap. So an enchantment for 8 seconds, 30-second cooldown. Nice. You get that as default. Flail. Attack an enemy 2 times. With each strike dealing 11% melee attack power, 140 piercing damage. You shift into Gift of Pride. Sleepy reduces movement speed and accuracy by 25%. Okay, because you switch and you get the gift of... Okay, Gift of Pride gives you Sleepy. Okay, I was wondering why it says that there. Terrible Embrace. Caster has their movement speed reduced by 15%. After 2.5 seconds, target enemy is pulled and immovable is applied to them. Oh, so they still maintain the pull. But you lose your movement speed by 15%, and 2.5 seconds afterwards, you pull the enemy to you. Immovable prevents application of rooted. It's a debuff. Okay, so they can be... Hold on a second. Rooted, knockback, and pull. So you can be pulled and knocked down. Ramasee, question. This came up to me. I'm here for cookies. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Hi, thing. Question. So this is a pull ability, and immovable is applied, which means, if I understand this correctly, you can be knocked down. You can be rooted, knocked back, or pulled, but you can be knocked down. Okay. My question is this. If the pull is successful and I am flying towards the Marauder, right? If he has a knockdown at 30 feet, right? Range 30 feet knockdown. Can he knock me down in the air, or do I have to land first? That is my question. Can he knock me down mid-air, or do I have to land like my feet to touch the ground, then knock me down? Sorry, I'm asking because this is something that happens to me all the time when I play Return of Reckoning with the Marauders. Just mid-air, just knock me down. And it always pisses me off. Oh, okay. That's also interesting. Not that Marauder is going to have a knockdown. Okay, so maybe somebody else, but okay. Oh, by a range knockdown. Okay, thank you. Guillotine deals 70%, must be blood marked. So remember this mechanic, we apply the blood marks everywhere. 70% melee attack power, 227 impact damage to target enemy per stack of blood marked on them. So this can go very high. Removes 1 stack of blood mark, you shift into Gift of Savagery. Vigilance. No cost, but 60-second cooldown. Your damage reduction is increased by 50%, but your outgoing damage is reduced by 90 for 7 seconds. Now, this is something we don't actively have detaunt on Interbellum. They don't. I mean, not we. I'm not part of the team. They don't have active detaunt. This is a form of it. So you reduce your damage reduction statistic, so the damage you receive is reduced by 50%, but your outgoing is 90%. So you can detaunt somebody, right? Like you can detaunt the DPS and then nuke the healer next to him with full damage. You detaunt to receive 50% less, you're doing less, a lot less, 90%. So it will save your life, but that's all it does. It will save your life, but you can't DPS. You give and take. We'll see this in a lot of skills, in a lot of classes. So let's see the tactics the Marauder gets. The first one, you're immune to the negative effects of corruption. I think these are racial, so all 4 will have these, but we're just going to go through it anyways. Whenever you're hit by an enemy ability, apply a random corruption to them. Mutated energy, whenever you gain a new gift, you gain 50% action point cost reduction for 5 seconds. So this also makes you want to use this and switch between the gifts. So you keep your AP going and you have a much better rotation. Again, resource management in play. in these classes as well. We've seen to every other class we've seen so far. Wrapped Flesh. Gift of Savagery now grants you 1000 elemental resistance and 1000 spiritual resistance. Gift of Pride will now grant you 1000 ego resistance and 1000 impact. Gift of Plague will now give you corporeal and piercing resistance. So nice tactic for defensive purposes. You're going to be switching and you're going to be rotating your resistances to go up and down all the time. It's not a bad one. Weapons. Corn Marauders dual yield dual axes. Corn Marauders dual yield axes. God, I need to learn to read better. Serve nerve 50% melee attack power, 400 piercing. Classic. Morale 1, broad swings, you hit additional targets, classic, force or will. We've seen this on the Chosen anyways. They all have the same ones, so except the last one. So we skip a few of those. You can always see this on the builder yourself. Friends in Slaughter or group mates 100 feet, gain a buff for 15 seconds, 40% outgoing damage, 50% reduced cooldowns for the duration. This line is also kind of typical with the different statistics you can buff. Let's see, Folklore Aggression now. Whenever you gain a new gift, you will gain a buff for 5 seconds. For the duration, whenever you deal direct damage, you will deal an additional 3% melee attack power and 75 impact damage. It's a passive one. There's no need not to take this. You're shifting between gifts. So the rotation of it is important, especially if you go for let's say the immunities here and the AP every time you switch. Oh, bloody ads. All right, I don't know how many of you can hear me or not. Just wait for the ads a little bit. Hey, Dafty, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back from the ads, everybody. Sorry, can't disable them. No option. Next line, fleet-footed. Your base movement speed is increased by 15%. Improved basic attack deals 75% more damage, more stats. Intelligence. Wave of Chaos. We've seen this on the Chosen. So let's see if this is a little bit different. 10% melee attack power for 85 action points. 126 impact damage up to 9 enemies within 30 feet. Applies 1 random Chaos Corruption up to 9 enemies and up to 9 allies. Splits into 2. Tactic. Okay, we can make this to 24. And Wave of Cain, you deal 5% more damage and have 50% chance to always apply Corn Corruption to enemies and allies. Same as the Chosen path. Next line, Blood for the Blood God, double the effects of Corn Corruption on you. Whenever you hit an enemy, unfair advantage. Whenever you hit an enemy, you are flanking, you will gain a buff for 2 seconds. For the duration, you will gain outgoing damage equal to 100% of your accuracy. Oh, good luck with that one, Daft. Good luck. More ability, more statistics. Gut Reaper. Deal 15% melee attack power, 204 impact damage to target enemy, and apply an affliction on the target for 10 seconds. Gift of Savagery, target will take 9% melee attack power, 116 impact whenever you use a spell. Gift of Pride, target will take 9% melee attack power, 116 piercing damage whenever you use a skill. Interesting. Increase wounds. I think we skipped this a little bit by mistake. Morale 1. Apply rooted and immovable to target enemy. Rooted removes target speed to 0 for 5 seconds. Immovable is the debuffs. Okay. Even the odds. Morale 2. You gain 75 toughness for each enemy within 30 feet. Stacks up to 10 times. So 10 times, I mean 750 toughness and lasts for 15 seconds. Small parenthesis, a little note. 750 toughness is not the same as 750 toughness on RR because you get like 1,000 resistance here, which is pretty much like 10%, I think. So 750 is 7.5% toughness. So don't misled by the 750 or 1,000. They have different values. Admire the Corrupt. Impale will hit 2 additional enemies within 20 feet for 33% of its damage per stack of black marked on the target. You will gain 1 stack of enhanced critical hit rating whenever you cast a flail. Ooh. Yes, this is Interbellum. We've done the Chosen. Now we're going through the Marauder stuff, just having a quick look through things. What the hell icon is this? Cheer. Rent. Deal 15% melee attack power, 204 Igor damage to target enemy. Gift of Plague. Apply a 10-second affliction to them to stacks up to 3 times for duration, dealing extra 3% melee attack power. 44 Igor damage every second. Gift of Savagery. Apply 1 stack of reduced toughness. Whew, man, this is gonna be. I already feel this. I mean, the Chosens, I was okay with the builds in my mind as I was reading through this. These guys are getting a little bit more complicated, which I like it, you know. For me, I have to spend a little bit of time to go through it, but this whole rotation of the different gifts and what they give, and you know which rotation you want to do, the healing and the damage and the slows, and I like it. I just need time to work this in my little brain. Deeply Impaled. Whenever you cast Impale, the damage of your next guillotine will be increased by 3%. This effect casts 3 times. Okay, that's a classic combo. Rend Asunder. Maybe. Rend Gift effects will now apply up to 8 other enemies within 30 feet. Rend Gift. Rend. Where was Rend? Sorry, I want to say, I don't remember where Rend is. Rent. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so you make it an airy, a little bit more airy with a tactic. Cool. E6. I found it. Improve Vigilance. Vigilance now only reduces your outgoing damage by 75%. Vigilance was somewhere up here. Yep, that's like your D taunt. So you can reduce you to 75. Okay. Extra crit. Your chance to crit hit is increased by 1. You can stack this 3 times, so you go up to 3. I've seen this. Winds of Insanity is as usual Zillow spell. You knock back people 20 feet of you, 12 enemies. Verge of Victory, we've seen this one as well, is when you land a killing blow or somebody in your team lands a killing blow within 8 seconds, you get morale buff. Unrelenting Conflict. Abilities cast in Gift of Plague and Gift of Pride have 50% chance to apply a stack of savagery to the target. Cool. Serial Killer. Serial Killer. I love the name of that one. It's very lore accurate. Serial Killer. I like it. You can level this skill up 4 times. Hold on a second. Let's put some points here. So Guillotine now has, if you beat this to maximum rank, Guillotine has 50% chance to apply Blood Mark to the target. Remember, Blood Mark is important. You do more damage, more stacks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Smite. And things like that. I am tempting you to join Dark Side. It's tempting to join you. No. Engineer forever, man. Engineer forever. Wrecking Ball deals 7% melee attack power, 94 piercing damage every second, up to 9 enemies. Nice little AoE over there. Lashing Power, morale 4. All group mates with 100 feet gain a buff for 20 seconds. Long duration there. For the duration, 150% of damage dealt to them is returned to the source. That's a keep breaking. You get morale 4 for 20 seconds, 150% of the damage they get is returned to the source. So you got a range DPSing you for 20 seconds. You take 1,000 damage, you give him 500 back. I'm sorry, 1,500 back. Wow. Chaos Dwarf faction, that would be nice. I would join that. I would do that. I would definitely join that. Yes. I'd like to have. No, I would have the normal dwarf, but also have the little dark one. You know. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you kite well enough and things. I don't know about how well the tank is going to do. It's a bit more complicated for me, but yeah. Mutator Aggressor. Consume. It's off the global cooldown, this one, so you can press it in conjunction with other things. Consume all current corruption on yourself to gain a buff whose duration equals stacks of consumed. For the duration, your outgoing damage is increased 25%. And let's see what the Zerg busting abilities. The Great Slaughter, 150 action points. All Zerg busting abilities in that category, which are meant to be used like in big Zergs, basically, is 150 action points. So we hit up to 96 enemies within 30 feet to gain a debuff for 6 seconds if they do not have cover. I'll explain again cover every now and then for new people joining us. Tank in the front lines, holding the line, you are behind it. You have cover. If it's not there or you're on the sides, you don't have cover, so you're going to get hit. Positioning comes into play. If an enemy dies while under the effect, they will deal 10% melee attack power and 100 impact damage up to 9 enemies within 30 feet. So it's the same cascade effect we've seen on the Chosen. When somebody dies, deals damage to 9 people. If somebody dies, they deal damage. It kind of multiplies a lot. I like the Blood River so far, but I need to work it on my head with all these different gifts shifting all the time. Oh, okay. Thanks, Ramsey. I keep calling you Ramsey. I know it's Ramasee, but I don't know why. Okay, next hard specialization for the Marauder is Rodmeyer. Offensive support. So the gifts are still there. Same ones, don't change. Main attack, impale, the same, already seen this. All the way there. These are racial, the same. What weapons they get? Rodmeyer, dual yield hammers. Blood Rivers, dual yield axes, they dual yield hammers. The morals are the same. Servaner, Broadwings, Transit. So we actually start here for this class, for this specialization. A, B, C, D, E, F, H. Oh, this one. From guillotine to contaminated claws. Okay, we got it. We found it. Applies an 8-second affliction to target enemy for the duration. Target will take 18% melee attack power, 231 ego damage every 3 seconds. Yeah, I didn't actually, I was just kind of like this, didn't spot it. It's same colors, but it's actually a different thing. So it's a dot there. 18 seconds. This dots lasts a long time. All right, deliberation. Whenever you gain a new gift, up to 1 enemies within 30 feet of you will gain 1 stack of reduced ego resistance and 1 stack of reduced impact resistance. So it looks like the offensive support is a debuffer. I mean, if we see this one, you deal additional damage, DPS. We're going to offensive support. He's debuffing resistances. Let's see what else we're going to get further down the line. Although some of them are very similar here. Fleet-footed, its attack increases your speed, same one. Basic attack here deals 75% more. It's the one, no cost, no cooldown. You can spam that shit. More statistics here, strength, ballistics, intelligence. Wave of Chaos is the same, but it's expand. I think this one gets the same expansion as the chosen one. Wave of Chaos now deals ego damage. Before it was impact damage. And 5% more damage. It has a 50% chance to always apply Nargle Corruption to enemies and allies. So you can upgrade that with a little arrow. Handerstrap, the same. Applies rooted and immovable to target. So you root people. Favored Children. Career tactic. Double the benefits of Nargle Corruption on you. I think everybody has a similar one. Different names, but this is Corn. Double the effects of Corn. This is Nargle. Because they go according to the gods as well here. So. Admire the Corrupt. Impale, we hit 2 extra targets 20 feet. We've seen that. Wounds. Rent. You get this a bit further down on the DPS. The offense support gets it sooner. Even the odds, same. And here's what gets a bit more interesting. Here at the bottom. Beastful Coquetry. Sorry, this is a word I've never seen in my life. I don't even know what it means. Coquetry. Deal 12% sap, 163 pierce damage to target. If you have Gift of Pride, jumps the target for 3 seconds, interrupting the next ability cast. Gift of Plague, deals 6% spell attack power, 80 Igor damage per stack of Plagued on the target. Coquetry, thanks. Coquetry. Man. Some words, English, generally speaking, is an easy language, but there's some freaking words, man. It's just, you have to break your freaking tongue sometimes. If you don't know, like now it's easy, coquetry, just sing about it. Yeah, it means extremely flirtatious behavior. Now, tell me what flirtatious means. You're taking me from one difficult word to the other one. It's not fair. Cutting Claw. Tending Claw now applies 5 seconds of affliction to target for the duration. Their outgoing healing is decreased. So, the offense support gets a healing debuff as a tactic. Plague Paragon. Plague has 50% chance wherever it ticks to apply a stack of reduced fortitude to the target. Excellent. So he is a debuffer. I have a feeling when we start playing this game, hopefully it will be soon, the team has a policy of not giving out ETAs, generally speaking, but I have a feeling that because there exists the defensive supports, the offensive supports, and the support tanks or off tanks, what are they called? I don't remember. Like the engineer is an off tank, put it this way. It's not a tank like the Chosen. I think that the supportive and offensive supports with the debuffs, they're actually gonna be needed. It's not gonna be something I'm gonna put on the side. Festering, Contaminating Claw, and Plague are now cripples. Okay, loads of debuffs here. More contamination. Contaminating Claw can now stack up to 2 times on the target. We are getting there. Where's this? Oh, this one has an expansion. Beastful Coquetry will now hit up to 8 other enemies within 30 feet. This is the one that interrupts the next ability. So you can make an AoE interrupt here with a tactic. And you can deal more damage per stack of Plague. So you can do this to AoE instead of single target. Improve Vigilance. That's your debuff. That's your detone in effect. Instead of having reduced 90% outgoing damage, you go to 75. Winds of Insanity, you knock back 12 people for the duration. It is a morale 3. It's the same one from the Zealot. Verge of Victory. Whenever you kill blow, you get a killing blow. Someone on your team gets a killing blow. You get 5 adrenaline, or 8 if it's your kill. If it's somebody else, 5. So it's an adrenaline buff. You don't need to have that little pocket archmage or shaman or something else to buff your AP, your morale. Now you can do it yourself with a tactic. So you need to have that pocket thing. Oh, you come into the warband, but your only job is to insta-res and buff my morale. Okay, you do nothing else. That's it. Now we don't need them. They can do their own thing. Blessing of Nurgle. Abilities cast in Gift Pride and Gift Savagery have 3% chance to apply a stack of Plague to the target. Curse of the Leper. Leper. I know that one. I know leprosy. Leper. You have 5% chance per stack of Plague on the target to make them lose 1 mass for 3 seconds whenever you hit them with an ability. Nice. So they can be more easily CC'd by other people and yourself. Feeding on Fear. All group mates within 100 feet gain 1 stack of Nuggle Corruption and 1 stack of Corn Corruption. In addition, the next attack within 10 seconds will deal additional 7% spell attack power and 99 Incore damage. So it's a buff for your group mates at 100 feet. And just give them a little bit of corruption just for that benefit, Remember, everything in Interbellum, it's you gain something, you lose something. You gain something, you lose something, and you manage resources. Not a bad thing. Just a different thing. Lashing power, morale 4. All group mates with 100 feet gain a buff for 20 seconds. For the duration, 150% damage dealt to them is returned to the source. Deadly Clutch. Deals 8% melee attack power, 92 incor damage, deals an additional 50% damage per stack of plague. So all these abilities that apply plague here comes into play with this, if you combine it. 50% damage per stack on plagued, contaminating claw, and rent on the target. So you can stack rent here, you can do plagued. Ooh, I like this mechanic. So you can just play around the target, give him all these nice little 3 debuffs, and then use that one and say bye-bye. More or less. All right, exotic boxing ability. I'm assuming this is the one the same as the Chosen because it has the same icon, the Great Plague. Yep. We're ready because we've been on the Chosen like an hour ago. So apply a debuff to target enemy, one enemy, for 2 seconds. You deal 6% spell attack power and 20 Igor damage every 1 second. So twice you can deal damage. At the end of the duration, apply a stage 2 of the debuff to up to 6 enemies within 20 feet. So this guy kind of like goes poof, applies that to the next people. And then when the timer goes up 2 seconds later, these guys go boom. Well, they don't die. I mean, this go to the next, you apply to 6 people, stage 3, and then they go boom, and it goes like that. And you just keep dealing damage to the Warbin. So the Rotmeyer offensive support for the Marauder looks like he reduces resistances, applies a lot of corruption there, and then uses that plague and rent and all that to deal extra damage. So I think the support part comes for the debuffs on resistance, slows, and other things. Moving on to the next hard specialization for the Marauder, and the last one on the tree, the Blade Singer. Blade Singer, same basic ones. We got some different morals here, and we got some different one here. This is a tank, so we had DPS, offensive support, and now we're going to see the Blade Singer, which is a tank. Yeah, I've seen them. It's that one and a little bit here and that one. Okay, let's see. So what do they get extra as a tank? Rodmeyer, you going for that one? I'm going for engineer. I know it's a surprise, isn't it? And guess what? Tank engineer. Well, it's even bigger surprise. So let's see what the tank gets. Training swipes. You shift into Gift of Pride. You deal 22% melee attack power and 320. What the hell? This guy's doing more damage than the other guys? I mean, this guy is offensive support. He's dealing 18%, 231. This guy's dealing 22, 312. Gotta love tanks. To target enemy every 2 seconds. Spelling mistake seconds. Instead of an S, it has a 2. For the duration, the target has its outgoing damage and damage reduction reduced by 10%. Ooh, nice. Has its outgoing damage and damage reduction reduced by 10%. Very nice. Very powerful. See, doing this only helps you guys see the class and everything. Also provide a little bit of a service to the Interbellum staff by finding spelling mistakes. I do that a lot on ROR. They do make a lot of mistakes. Pain for pleasure. No cost, instant spell, 15 seconds cooldown. Consume all Slaanesh corruption on yourself and gain a blessing whose duration is equal to the number of stacks consumed. For the duration, all abilities that enemies make against group mates within 30 feet, they are redirected to you. Counts as a guard effect. So they hit somebody, it comes to you. Well, I'm glad you guys are having fun and you're finding what you want to play when the server comes on. That's for Ramasee to answer Thane. 292. Hi dude, it's been a while. Interbellum up for test. You can go to their Discord. As far as I know, their applications for testers is still active, so you can fill your application. If you're accepted, they'll take you, I suppose they give you a call, whatever. But as far as I know, there is a test coming up in the near future, the 3rd test they're going to do with the testers internally. I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's 100 tests to be done before launch or whatever, but we know they've done 2, some classes. Definitely recommend you guys watch the January and February update video from the devs. It's on their YouTube channel, also on my YouTube channel. I can repost it for people. And we're waiting for the March one to come out. I don't know when, but we're going to see any updates there. So that's all I know about the tests. So the tank Marauder here is, I'm having a lot of fun with two skills there. These are the racial ones, we've seen them. The tank will be dual yielding swords. Ooh. Hedgehog, all group mates at 100 feet gain 3 stacks of a hand's block. Champion challenge, we know. Distracting bellow, we know. Immaculate defense, we also know. We've seen this on the chosen tank. Statistics here. Harvest of souls, that's the first passive skill. It ranks up twice. While the gift of pride, you will lose 1 corn corruption every 2 seconds. When corruption is removed this way, you will gain 25% critical chance for 2 seconds. If you upgrade to maximum, you still lose the corn every 2 seconds. When corruption is removed this way, you gain 50% critical chance for 2 seconds. So you're going to be doing skill supply and then removing and get your critical going. Stabilized mass, it's a tank, so you can have extra mass. Hold the line. Usual statistics here. Strength, intelligence, ballistics. Wave of chaos. It's exactly the same as the other tanks. Sorry, I'm skipping a few you can watch before because it's in every spec. You know, this gets tiresome for me to read the same stuff over and over again. But this one expands to something different. Wave of Chaos now deals piercing damage, has a 35% chance to apply 1 stack of reduced weapon skill, and 50% chance to apply 1 stack of Slanesh Corruption. So the main skill is the same, but they do split into, this one splits to tactic and the Wave of Corn. This one splits only to 1, which is the same as the chosen. But this, I like the debuff on this one. Reduced weapon skill and 50% chance to apply 1 stack of Slanesh Corruption. I mean, this is good for a tank, you know, full armor and shit. It's good to have those kind of debuffs there. Handless Trap, it's the root. Even the odds, you gain, it's a morale 1, morale 2. It's a morale, well, I mean, it's morale 2 skill anyways. You gain 75 toughness for its enemy within 30 feet, stacks up to 10 times, and 50-second duration. Extremely useful for tanks. But the offensive support also gets that morale, and the DPS gets that morale as well. So this reminds me a little bit of the one of the abilities Slayer had on the original game. There. Unstable Convulsion. This one is an icon. While in Gift of Pride you gain 1% accuracy. In Gift of Plague you gain 3% block chance. Gift of Savagery you gain 2% critical chance. So don't forget that the abilities up here, those 3, you deal damage and then you shift to Savagery. You deal damage, you shift to Plague. You deal damage, you shift to Plague, or I don't know. I got confused with the gift there, or Pride, something like that. So using those abilities, you keep shifting. You get different corruptions going, you get different benefits going. And like I said, for me, the Marauder in the original game and Eternal Reckoning, you should switch the stances. This is done for you automatically as your abilities. So it will be interesting to find the nice little rotation on your timing on your fingers to do that. You don't have to press switch an ability, you just do the ability, you switch automatically. So stabilize, we've said. Strength, what was that? That one, yes. A lot of these things are the same. You can now apply with this tactic double the benefits of Slanesh Corruption on you. Beastful Coquetry. Does this expand to the same? Hit up to 8 targets. Yes, it's like the same. Band Together. This is the one that group mates within 30 feet, you will have the damage reduction increased by 2. So you reduce the damage they take. This effect is suppressed for 5 seconds whenever you're hit by a single target ability. So this also gives a reason to DPS to single target the tanks, not just go in a warp and go AoE, 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 you know, that's it. Sometimes you gotta focus the tanks so they lose that debuff for 5 seconds. So no longer ignoring the tank for last. Now they have a lot more to give. They're much more important because people used to ignore the tanks a lot. God Reaper. 50% melee attack power, 204 impact damage to target enemy, and apply an affliction on the target for 10 seconds. Gift of Savagery. Target will take 9% melee attack power, 116 impact damage whenever you use a spell. Gift of Pride. Target will take 9% melee attack power and 116 piercing damage whenever you use a skill. So you have to choose skill or, depending on what gift you're playing with. Now, always in the last 3 lines when it gets interesting, and this is where the variation comes in mainly. Decadent Apostles. Duration of Sleepy that you apply is increased by 2 seconds. Engage enemies that you deal direct damage to will have their outgoing damage reduced by 2%. Okay, thank you. Insane Whispers, you lose 1,000 potency. Whenever you critically hit an enemy, you will apply a 5-second affliction to them. For the duration, their outgoing damage is decreased 15%. So you got a 2% here for 5, which actually it can go up to 6 because you can stack this 3 times. And then you get a tactic. Now, the whole thing with the 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 potency. I don't know how much crit a tank will have to do that, but it's something I have to be in the game to see. Improved Flail, you can buff this 3 times up to 45%. Flail has a 50% chance to strike a 3rd time. Nice. Wits of Insanity, same in all the classes so far. E3. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3. Harvest of Souls. When corruption is removed. Oh, yeah, you gain the critical chance for 2 seconds. Thank you. Yeah, we've seen this before. Yeah, when you buff it, it's 50%. So you have the critical chance. Thank you. To apply that. That's the combo here. Up there, down here. Thank you. Masochist, I think we've seen that to somewhere on the Chosen there. Whenever you are attacked while your guard is active, you will gain 15 adrenaline per second for 3 seconds. That's the self morale buff. Adrenaline is the morale here. Invigorating Essence. Slanesh gives you an extra touch during touch by the gods. For its duration, you will have 6% damage reduction. I'm trying to think if this tank, the Marauder tank, a blade thinger, it's getting more damage reduction than the Chosen tank we've seen earlier, but it's interesting. Dismiss. Knock back target enemy and apply immovable. So, Ramasee, remind me something here. We have, here says you knock back the target. Do we have punt and knockbacks, or everything is knockback? And depending on the mass, you do the distance. I don't think Interbellum has punts. It just has knockbacks. And then the distance is calculated between the mass difference, isn't it? Knockbacks. Yeah, okay, so I remember that. So no punts, no more BGs throwing you to the moon. Euphoric Dominance. Applies cast in Gift of Savagery and Gift of Plague have 50% chance to apply a stack of pride to the target. Okay. Lasting power, we've seen this before. The amount of damage you absorb, you reflect 150 back. Carnival of the Damned. Let's see. Castable while moving. See, this is another thing I like here, which I really hope the other 2 servers might do this on their tooltips. Because, you know, now servers are stealing things from each other. It tells you exactly. It's a spell, no cost, instant cast, cooldown, self, castable while moving. You know what I mean? It really tells you the debuffs you give, everything, detailed tooltips. You don't have to imagine, is this physical damage? Is this, you know what I mean? It's they put a lot of time on this. So you gain 10 stacks of Slanesh Corruption and gain 5 stacks of Nuggle Corruption, but you lose 10 stacks of Crown Corruption and you lose 5 stacks of T Corruption. Fuck, I'm not saying that name again. So this one gives you and takes corruption points out. Here we need Corn Corruption. So you can go to 10 and then you can lose them. And there's some other ones I don't remember that actually need the other one. So that's like an instant refill of some of the corruptions there. The Great Decadence, did we see that before? No. Let's see, this is the Zergbaston ability in that category again. You apply Staggered and Unstoppable to up to 48 enemies. Ooh, AoE Staggered for 48 people. Loving it. Tanks forever. This effect does not apply if the target has cover from you. I want to see how they're going to play that. Slanesh powers guard effect. Nuggle Corruption give you damage reduction. Okay, thanks. So, so basically the Zergbaston ability of the Blade Singer, the Tank Marauder, is an AoE stagger. 30 feet in front of you. Up to 48 people. Nice. Didn't see. Did Chosen has any of those? No, they had the healing and the damage and stuff. Right. Okay. So that is. Oh, that's. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Wait, also, just for you guys who are watching this, and you can always go to the builder here and try and make your own build if you want to be ready for when Interbellum launches. When just keep in mind, you only have 31 points. You can use in one tree. You can pick some from here, some from here, some from here. You just play one of the trees specifically. You're either going to be a Blood River, a Rodmire, or a Bladesinger. You can't pick and choose. But you only have 31 points. They're not enough to pick everything here, so you're going to have to make some sacrifices.